Students, welcome in this online sessions of SS 9th Standard English Medium. Now, the lesson which we are going to discuss today is about the two types of the theories depending on the same basic theme of the lesson. I mean to say that this lesson is divided into basic two categories of the part. Today we are going to learn the 13th chapter of the SS 9th Standard. The page number you can see displaying over the board behind me, that is the 99. So this lesson 13 is also the theme consisting India, geological structure and physiography. Also same as in the theme working about the lesson number 14 also, which I'll teach you later in some other lecture. It also depending upon the same theory but the different concept of the theory. So what is the lesson all about? See, my dear students, before starting the lesson, one thing which we need to pretty sure clear it out, that this lesson is actually depending over the physiography structure of, we can say, land, river, plateaus or the land formation, then countries and many other relative facts about that here. So if I start from the introductory section, as you can see behind me, that the introduction about the physiography of India and the whole world is displaying over the board here. So what is the introduction about this lesson? Introduction in the part we can say that actually India holds a unique position among the countries of the world. As well we can say that it's a country having the largest democracy. Now, what is the meaning of democracy? Democracy means for the people, by the people, of the people, or you can say that to the people. Development is for the people, it is by the people, and it is of the people or to the people here. Therefore, we can say that the culture is of India, which is the oldest form derived out in among the world's direction, or we can say the Indian culture is the oldest. As per the theory, extra gyan, I would like to say you that Mark Twain, who was a world traveler and a great writer, has said that the cradle of culture has been seen or has been, we can say, like swing from the India only, because India is one of the country or one of the, we can say, zone of the people where we amalgamate with all the different culture, language, theories, concept, belief, regional languages and many more kinds of things also. So therefore we can say that the coordinating altitude of the culture which is derived with the great attitude of the people, that is going very high in the India. It means that we still believe in Vasudev Kutumbakam. It means that whole world is our family. Not only that, we also believe that India and its custom is always regarded to all the customs and civilization. It is also always helpful towards the all civilization and custom. As you know that we still belongs to the Indus Valley civilization, the river of Sapta Sindhu civilization, and the Dravidian and Aryan Aryabhata's civilization. So therefore we can say that this lesson is gonna become very interesting for you all, and this is the basic introduction. That is how we can say that India has become a cultural confluencing hub whole among the world, and today we can say that India is a good friend of all of the nations maximum. So even though many natural and man-made disasters have been taking place and India consequently continuing her progress, disasters are unplanned, disasters are unrecognized also, or sometimes we can say that they are unnatural. Sometimes disaster can be man-made or it can be natural to here. So disaster can be coming at any time, any place, anywhere, with anyone and any zone of the country. Therefore the country is suffering maximum about the disaster, whether it is India or any other country. But if we go on the contemporary development, then we can say that India has still taken its progress towards the advanced level after the disasters to here. Therefore we can say that the geographical conditions have contributed immense towards the India and development of the Indian culture to here. Now how it is actually developing, how geographical structure has given. See, generally we need to have around 6 seasons in the India, 3 main seasons and 3 are the supportive seasons here in India. According to the season, people dress up themselves, they celebrate fashion festival, and also they try to become very well according to that seasons to here. So we can say that India is having some of the gifted seasons accordingly. So I will show you the figure in which you will see India in the world map. If you are having the textbook, then also you can see that figure inside your textbook. So now the figure is displaying on your screen. Okay, so now you saw the figure. In this figure you saw India in the white color, and you saw that whole of the in the world map, in the globe, India is looking very different. Now white stand for the peace, as we know that, and the peace is the only thing which we need among the progress also. So moving further, if I talk about the general basic theory of India, the people of India are so helpful nature. That's why they are also very good in the building the relationship with the other countries here. So now we will read the basic topic under the we can say exercise, or you can say the figure of 13.1, India in the world and the India size. As I am telling you, basically my dear students, that geographically if we talk about, or geologically, India lies in the northern hemisphere. That's why we are actually experiencing the maximum amount of summer in the summertime. So if you go more further, it extends up to the southern part of the Asian continent, and the span of the mainland of India is extending towards 8 degree 4 to the 37 degree 6 north latitude, as well from the 68 degree 7th to the 97th degree 25 eastern longitude it is extending. This is the geographical location of India, and this is the geographical survey of the India. So we can say that the Tropic of Cancer, which is located 23.5 degree north latitude, dives into the country of the two parts, and it is also passing through the center of the India. That's why we are also having some kinds of time changes to the upper part of the India and the down part of the India also. So in this theory of the lecture, we'll also understand that the larger plains of the Ganga plateaus, the Himalayas plains, are also located in India. So therefore we can say that the larger plains and the Himalayas mountain systems are also located in this part, and therefore the area of the southern of the Tropic of Cancer has a triangular shape of the tapering side. So therefore we can say towards the south side, and this is one of the basic part of peninsular plateaus, in which it is including eastern plains, and also it is including the western coastal plains too here. So now if I talk about the plains of we can say that India, it is divided into geographically. But if we talk about the southern plateaus, or if we talk about the southernmost hemisphere, which is also known as the peninsular zone, which is derived by the three sides of the water. Now which are the three sides of the water? We can say that when the Bengal is ending downside, you can see the Bay of Bengal, where the western side you can see towards opposite towards the eastern side, to the western side where the Gujarat lies, you can see the Arabian Sea. Down bottom you can see the Indian Ocean. So the southern hemisphere is actually, or we can say southern side of the Indian zone, is also known as the peninsular zone, where most of the part of like Kerala, or we can say the lower bottom Kanyakumaris and all are lying there. So these are the basic things which I am trying to make you explain, my dear students, here by the word phrases, and I will show you the figures also in some other means in between of this lecture. Till then you can focus on my whatever I am making you try to understand about this theory basis. Okay, so we can say that the latitude of the India is also derived geographically. Now why the latitude of the India is derived geographically? Because we can say that in this case when the people, their state of living, their climate is somehow subjected to that kind of latitude here. So therefore we can say latitude and longitude also extents of the India almost equal. Now why they extend almost equal? There is some kinds of reasons behind that, because it is about 30 degree it is actually turning about 30 degree, but actually the length between the Kashmir to Kanyakumari is around 3,214 kilometers. So it is also, we can say that, and which is also originating from the top bottom to the lower one. So therefore we can say that Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh is also having some kinds of width. Width means the direction wise the length of the area gap. So that can be subjected as, we can say 2933 kilometers. So we can say 2933 kilometers, and therefore there is a difference between somehow we can say an hour, or we can say an hour or 2 hours in between the local times of we can say eastern part and the western part also. It means that we can say that it is sharing the longitudinal difference. Now when there is a longitudinal difference, we can understand that when it is sunrise inside the Arunachal Pradesh, still in the Gujarat people are sleeping. Now why this is difference in the timing? You can generally calculate that the sun is actually rising from the eastern part of the direction, and it is setting up to the western part of the direction. So these Arunachal Pradesh and all are actually situated inside the eastern part of the direction. So the sunrise falls there first, as well Gujarat is in the western part, we get the sunrise late here. So that's only the basic theory related to the concept of this belief. And I will show you the figure right now where you will understand that how nicely we can say that it is also how nicely it is going from one place to another, and how nicely 37.6 degree from the Kashmir to the, you can say, Kanyakumari, this line is extending, which is all around 2933 kilometers of the Gujarat to Arunachal also, and 3214 kilometers of the Kashmir to Kanyakumari, where the Kanyakumari is having the altitudinal angle 8.4 degree towards north here. So now you can see the figure. So this was the figure, and as you saw the figure, you also, I hope, mentioned in your own theory basis that how this theme, this systematic theory is derived out. Now if you talk about the ranking wise, my dear students, if you talk about the rank wise, then we can say that the total area of India is around 32.8 lakh square kilometers, and therefore India is ranking actually 7th in the world. Now if the India is ranking 7th in the world according to the geographical condition, then who will be in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th to the 5th here? So here I would like to give some extra knowledge which is also related to the page number 100 in your textbook. So you can see accordingly it is actually mentioned there on the bottom of the page that India is ranking on the 7th, where the Russia is on the 1st, as well as the 2nd is given to the Canada, where we can say USA, United States of America, is standing on the 3rd position, where the China is on the 4th, and the 5th stands for the Brazil, and we can say the 6th one is Australia, where India is on the next to the 7th position. So this chronological order, you need to understand that how chronologically it is actually adjusted from the 1 to the 7th position of the part here. Also if you talk about the land, land of the India and the areas lies in the southern Asia. Okay, it means that in the northern lofty mountains are there. Now what is the meaning of lofty mountains? The mountains which are also helping for the climate exchange, and also we can say that for the frostbite of the winds to stop out to enter inside our zone. As well, we know that Himalaya is the wall protector of our nation. That means Himalaya is actually extending towards Indian zones, towards the Ladakh Kashmir border and also in the China, or we can say the central China. So therefore we need to understand that it is spread over the 100 of the kilometers from the western to the eastern directions, some of the mountains, and this is how we can say that communicating with the Tibet and China is possible only by this kinds of passes through the located altitude of the mountains. It means that these kinds of mountains are also somehow one of the way to enter inside the China, as well the Tibetan people can also enter inside the India. If the relations are good, we obtain the good friendship relationship here, but if the relations are not good enough, we can also make these kinds of mountain and their boundaries as the limited line also, that is LOC or LAC. Means line of control, or we can say line of actual control. See my dear students, in this lecture we are not only learning the lesson, we are also boosting up our general knowledge. Therefore if we go more further in this part of the direction, then we can say that the sea is utilized as the waterways of India. And if you have understood, at the time of Jawaharlal Nehru, this is the extra gyan, Jawaharlal Nehru, when the Suez Canal was opened, we got the shrinking distance between European countries and India, and it became very much shorter enough, and like 7,000 something kilometers were somehow reduced out. So that is also one of the marvelous thing done under the leadership of Sri Jawaharlal Nehru Sahab. So also in this country, we can say that in this nation of India, like we extend and we share some of the water boundaries towards the international waters too, till the Sri Lanka, and towards the Arabian Sea also, as well the Indian Ocean and the Bay of Bengal too here. So therefore the traders can trade their material towards the international markets also by the help of the sea routes and the other purposes too here. So we can say that the Bay of Bengal lies in the eastern part, as well the Arabian Sea to the western of the Indian Ocean to the southern peninsula, it is lying there, and therefore the sea is utilized as the waterways, as I said you. See my dear student, it is not only utilized for the waterways, it is also utilized for the hydroelectricity, for the entertainment purpose, and for the many other different purposes too here. So the sea is one of the basic or the water linking areas are one of the basic thing which we need to understand, helpful towards the India. And Goa means the shortest coastline is also related with the Goa, that we need to understand. See, some of the students, some of the some of this informations are not given inside the textbook, my dear student. So I am giving you in the extra gyan, and that you need to understand, because sometime it will be helpful or most of the time you can also prepare a boosted knowledge in my lecture by reading this kinds of or understanding this kinds of theories here. So now we can say that India is obstructed and surrounded by the mountain, where the India has accepted all the cultural elements arriving from the outside, and these have merged into the Indian society also. So today we can see that, today we can understand that most of the things are, or we can say most of the cultural effect, whether it is belonging to the amalgamation of the culture, whether it is belonging to the mixture of the culture, obtaining new frames of the life or habit of living style, food style, clothes style, farming style, many more other kinds of styles, all are this accepted in India. And that's why India is now working on a great extensive high level of the lifestyle, where the people of India is also somehow accepting the betterness and goodness towards the world here. So this lecture is all about the India lifestyle, geographical, cultural, geographical location, physiography, and the cultural effect also. Now I would like to show you the figure in which you will also understand. In the figure 13.3 you can see strategic location of India. So my dear student, now you can see the strategic location of India. So in this figure you can see that how this figure is deriving some of the nations like Kazakhstan, Mongolia, China, Tibet, then other like Iran, Oman, and how the sea routes are helping to India as well. We can say that Pakistan, Karachi, then you can see some of the borders are there, and like they are connecting some of the ports to the Mumbai, then Bay of Bengal, to the Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean. It means that it is showing actually that how nicely all the countries are helping to India, and how India is also having the good friendship with these kinds of countries too here. India holds a strategic location, as I said to you, and also if you go more further in the detail, then we can understand that India holds a strategic location in the eastern hemisphere, as I said to you, as well it is having some strategic importance too. So now what are the strategic importance? See, if we talk about the India and the eastern hemisphere and the strategic importance, then we can say that the seasonal climate and the variation in the land formation is also derived over the same part of the benefits here with the people and the natural effective things also which we are getting from the vegetation. So therefore we can say that oceans are contributed immensely towards India trade and system. Therefore furthermore we can understand that these oceans are only one of the basic fundamental, we can say, benefits of our that we can trade in the abroad countries. Also we can say that that India is also relating with these kinds of factors where India is having some kinds of contribution immensely in the developing nations or in the category of the developing nation. Therefore we can say that with the Eastern Africa, relation with the East Africa, West Asia, South Asia and Southern East Asia, since the ancient time India had developed cultural trade system also, culturally also, and relation with the information also. So therefore we can say, according to her location, India is leading with the greatness with the neighboring boundaries also, with the people also, and many more kinds of other beneficial things too here. See my dear students, whenever any country is having its own locative zone which is locating, or we can say which is actually adjoining or sharing the boundaries with the international waters, then the country can be having some kinds of automatically boosted the trading business, because obviously the traders should be coming there and they should also get some kinds of information about the technologies, then materialistic thinkings, or they can also do some kinds of trading regarding buying also and selling also about the commodities, as well as currency development who can be done there. So therefore we can say that this is all basic benefits in this lesson which we are studying about the strategic location of India, figure number 13.3. Also we can say that this country India is having one of the, we can say, oceanic boundary which is maintaining the maritime also. It means that the maritime boundary of India is also being shared by this kinds of locative factor only, where we can say with the due to strategic location, the ocean somehow of India is also named as the Indian Ocean. See, no any country is having any kind of ocean name on its country, but only India is having. You will not find Russian Ocean, you will not find American Ocean, you will not find African Ocean, but you will find Indian Ocean. So that's we need to feel proud about to be the persons or the people of India and the citizen of Indiana zone. So also we'll study about the location and various geographical surveys also in this full lesson of the theory, but I'll make you understand about the basic concept about the India location physiography and its derived principles related to the policies of the trading business also. So we'll see other things in the other information in the part number 2. Till then you can keep revising, my dear students, and also you can keep going with the general activities of your own, where you can get some information from the Google as you will surf over the internet. Okay, take care. See you soon in my next lecture. This is part number 1, 9th standard SS, and the lesson number is 13, physiography number 1, and then we'll be taking this lecture in the part 2 also. Jai Hind. India holds a strategic location, as I said to you, and also if you go more further in the detail, then we can understand that India holds a strategic location in the eastern hemisphere, as I said to you, as well it is having some strategic importance too. So now what are the strategic importance? See, if we talk about the India and the eastern hemisphere and the strategic importance, then we can say that the seasonal climate and the variation in the land formation is also derived over the same part of the benefits here with the people and the natural effective things also which we are getting from the vegetation. So therefore we can say that oceans are contributed immensely towards India trade and system. Therefore furthermore we can understand that these oceans are only one of the basic fundamental, we can say, benefits of our that we can trade in the abroad countries. Also we can say that that India is also relating with these kinds of factors where India is having some kinds of contribution immensely in the developing nations or in the category of the developing nation. Therefore we can say that with the Eastern Africa, relation with the East Africa, West Asia, South Asia and Southern East Asia, since the ancient time India had developed cultural trade system also, culturally also, and relation with the information also. So therefore we can say, according to her location, India is leading with the greatness with the neighboring boundaries also, with the people also, and many more kinds of other beneficial things too here. See, my dear students, whenever any country is having its own locative zone which is locating, or we can say which is actually adjoining or sharing the boundaries with the international waters, then that country can be having some kinds of automatically boosted the trading business, because obviously the traders should be coming there and they should also get some kinds of information about the technologies, then materialistic thinkings, or they can also do some kinds of trading regarding buying also and selling also about the commodities, as well as currency development who can be done there. So therefore we can say that this is all basic benefits in this lesson which we are studying about the strategic location of India, figure number 13.3. Also we can say that this country India is having one of the, we can say, oceanic boundary which is maintaining the maritime also. It means that the maritime boundary of India is also being shared by this kinds of locative factor only, where we can say with the due to strategic location, the ocean somehow of India is also named as the Indian Ocean. See, no any country is having any kind of ocean name on its country, but only India is having. You will not find Russian Ocean, you will not find American Ocean, you will not find African Ocean, but you will find Indian Ocean. So that's we need to feel proud about to be the persons or the people of India and the citizen of Indiana zone. So also we'll study about the location and various geographical surveys also in this full lesson of the theory, but I'll make you understand about the basic concept about the India location physiography and its derived principles related to the policies of the trading business also. So we'll see other things in the other information in the part number 2. Till then you can keep revising, my dear students, and also you can keep going with the general activities of your own, where you can get some information from the Google as you will surf over the internet. Okay, take care. See you soon in my next lecture. This is part number 1, 9th standard SS, and the lesson number is 13, physiography number 1, and then we'll be taking this lecture in the part 2 also. Jai Hind.